My husband had a months-long affair with my sister. I've posted about this in here before, but ended up deleting the post on day one because my WH found the post, since I didn't attempt to conceal my name or use a throwaway account. I've since just blocked him and his family because who else to talk to about this stuff. So here I am again. It's been a little over 3 weeks, and for the most part friends and family don't check in with me as regularly. I'm tired of thinking about it, tired of talking about it, but also can't get away from it. He moved out the weekend before last, and I'm feeling some relief from not having him in sight all the time, but I'm also overwhelmed with having been thrown into single parenthood so suddenly and unexpectedly. I feel like I don't have the space to grieve properly because I have the hearts of my children to look after. I got a lot of feedback on my OP, most of it useful and thoughtful, some of it not so much. I'm sure that not everyone who finds themselves reading this post will have also read the last one, but I did want to add a little bit of context for those who did. My husband and sister did not grow up around each other, so I'm not really concerned with the grooming aspect, at least not in a long-term sense. Growing up I lived with my mother and she lived with our father. She was only 3 when I moved out of the house, 6 by the time he and I got married. However, our being a mill family made visits home infrequent, and even then I'd usually go alone. He likely only ever met her 2 to 4 times at all before she moved to the same city as late last year. Her version is that she was victimized by him. I know it sounds incredibly shitty to not believe someone claiming to a victim, so I do want to clarify some things here. 1. I do believe that she is and has been a victim in the many sexual relationships she has had with much older men, and that she seeks these relationships as the result of some deep-seated traumas from her childhood. However, she has always entered into these relationships consensually and has never considered herself a victim of these men. Should the men have been known better? Absolutely. Did they still actively engage in very inappropriate relationships with her, citing her consent as their gross justification? Absolutely. So while, yes, I absolutely believe that my husband was the one who should have been responsible for managing their relationship as the much older player, I also do not believe that she ever felt victimized by him, but now claims to have been to earn my sympathy and forgiveness. His version is that she sought him out even prior to their first exchange, and then began indirectly threatening him that she would tell me if their relationship didn't continue. He was also very drunk the first time. She had had nothing to drink and, according to him, initiated the encounter. Things I do know. She sent a friend request to his FetLife account 5 days prior to the first encounter. She sent a friend request to her BIL's social media account, which contained multiple nude photos. I believe she at least fantasized about him, if she didn't actually plan to initiate sexual contact. Will I ever know the full truth of what happened or why? Probably not. If they're both lying, or if they both actually buy into the bullshit webs they're spinning. How much it even matters anymore, and how I'll feel in 6 months or 1 year or 5 years, but today, right now, how I'll ever forgive either of them for what they've done. Also updated to add, I did tell my children on the advice of my therapist. Because my children were very close with their aunt, this one couldn't be as easily managed by just omitting the why of our divorce. And there was a fear that it would come out later in an uncontrolled way, or that I would have to create a story around why their aunt is no longer in their lives. It felt like the only thing to do was to tell them enough of the truth. And it's all just been really hard. Update. It hasn't even been 2 months since I found out, but it feels like it's been 10x that long. It's already hard to remember the time before all of this. I know it's been recommended that we not go this route, but we've decided to move ahead with divorce proceedings using a mediator only. I do believe that he is genuinely remorseful, and all I want is to do this amicably so that it will have as little impact as possible on the kids. We've come to agreements on everything outlined in the divorce decree documents, and I'm satisfied with the decisions we've made. IDC about entitlement. I just want to be done with it. I'm in therapy and I think it's helping me to process everything, although it does seem like my most difficult days are always the ones following my sessions. I'd really like to go back to talking to my therapist about anything but this, but I know that this part can't be sped up or skipped over. My sister reached out to me after my request that we remain NC. She was blocked everywhere except for my phone number, but has since been blocked there as well. During that brief interaction, she asked if she could contact my children, and I asked that she please not attempt to contact them. She became angry and sent me a pointed message. I didn't respond. A few days later she sent my midlist kiddo a request to join a game on Roblox. Aw, I missed that one. My kiddo deleted and blocked her from the app, but I'm upset that my sister did not respect my request that they not be contacted. I'm considering filing for a RO, but if it's the right thing. I hate that I'm questioning so many of my choices. I'm not interested in petty revenge or weaponizing my children against her, but clearly asking her is not enough. She has tickets to a concert in our state in August, and I'm worried she will attempt to see them somehow. I'm still just sort of emotionally floundering. My emotions are less heightened for sure, and the kids and I just returned from a 4-day trip to the beach in Disney. That helped. I'm not checking in with my family much anymore because I don't want them to have to rehash the same things over and over with me. I know it must be exhausting for them too. I'm just feeling very isolated lately and I'm not sure how to mitigate that. Thanks for being here. Updated TOAD. I'm so thankful for all of the support and advice I've received here. I wanted to address some of the common responses. My STBXH is not in contact with my sister either. He fully supports the kids remaining NC with her, as it is now known that she is lying in her claim to have been victimized by him. Don't worry, I'm still holding him accountable for the role he played, but knowing what I know now, I'm privy to the more nuanced nature of his role. My state actually offers a protective order against harassment, which varies from a CPO/RO in that emotional distress is an acceptable reason for applying for one. He has surely caused that for me and them. They too. Hello everyone. I know that the content in this group can be so devastating and heavy, and that so many of these posts are created in the worst days of actual people's lives. But every now and then I've gotten to read a post like the one I'm currently writing, so I was steadily reminded that things will get better. 2 years ago I never imagined that I would be where I am now, who I am now. I don't think it's much of an exaggeration to say that I was forged by fire and walked through the flames with immeasurable grace. The last 2 years were hard, most especially because after putting tireless effort into my own healing in that first year, my oldest daughter received a cancer diagnosis with a frightening prognosis and spent the majority of that second year in treatment. She is recently in remission. In the past 2 years I've spent countless hours in therapy, divorced my WH and remain NC with my sister, reckoned with my child's mortality, nearly finished my Psych NP program, moved from AZ to NC, found a way to forgive my W, rediscovered who I am outside of my identities of wife and mother, bought a house. I'm also working on compiling things I've written over the last 2 years, even some that were first posted right here on Reddit, and publishing them as an anthology on grief and betrayal, completing a bucket list item as part of my healing journey. Nothing will ever make what happened anything less than terrible, but I'm okay. No, I'm happy. At times I worried I would never know how to feel small or large joys again, but I have, and I do every day. In the wise words of that absolute genius cutie Noah Kahan, don't let this darkness fool you. All lights turned off can be turned on.